With me in studio is Hen Mazzig, an Israeli activist, and writer. Originally 50 bands, musicians, groups booked. 10 have backed out, including the headliner. As I mentioned, that's 20%. It seems to be a problem. I mean, how do you... Is BDS on the rise once again?
Yeah, I think it's the Meteor Festival was also responding to this cancellation and said that they would not, that they hate the fact that they've been used as a publicity stunt, and that's what I think it was for some of these bands. Definitely Lana Del Rey, her excuses were just didn't make any sense, and the fact that she played in Russia, in Istanbul, in Beijing, and she never had a problem with any political or governments around the world, and it's the first time that she has an issue after thinking about it, and several tweets that didn't make much sense. I think it's more than just BDS. It's also a way to use it as a PR stunt for those artists.
Even just a few days ago, she said she wanted to play. Right. She said she would stand up to BDS because she's an artist, and just like when I do a show in LA, it's not like I'm defending Trump. If I do a show in Israel, it's not like I'm defending the Netanyahu government. I'm just an artist. Now she's changed her tune. How do you break that idea that she capitulated here?
Right, and it was the same with Lorde last year, almost a year ago, when she tweeted that she doesn't know much about Israel and she's going to research, and then 3 days after, she learned enough to know that she's going to boycott Israel and not come to perform here. And it's the same with Lana Del Rey.
These are both young artists. Right. We should point out that they're not experienced entertainers. They're successful, but they're also very young. How do you combat the BDS message?
Right, and you would expect that her manager or whoever is running the show behind the scenes will teach her and tell her what's the right way to go about it. But I think also you're seeing on our Twitter feed and on our Instagram, there's thousands of messages, anti-Israel messages telling her not to come. I don't know how many Palestinian fans she has, but I don't even understand the idea that you were invited to speak to sing in Israel. Why do you need to bring the Palestinian territories into it? Why do you need to bring your Palestinian fans? I don't know if she has any Palestinian fans.
Do you think it is a publicity stunt?
I do think it is. I think that at this stage, and also you saw what happened with Lorde, everyone heard about it, and you see if you Google Lana Del Rey, the first things that come up from the New York Times to every media publication are talking about her boycotting Israel. So I do think it's a publicity stunt.
All right, there have been several bands that have canceled recently. The festival is set to begin in 3 days. Organizers now working around the clock to bring in new acts to fill the vacancies.